Hello, my name is Stuart Wright, founder of avforums.com, and this is a short video about the competitions add-on for Xenforo written by Chris Deeming for avforums. Let's look at permissions. So we're looking at user group permissions here for a member. Members can view published competitions. In fact, everybody I think should be able to view published competitions. Definition of a published competition. To publish a competition, it's a tick box property of the competition, and basically it makes it publicly viewable by people who are given permission in this setting here. And if you want Google niceness, then you should allow guests to view your competitions. Entering competitions, on the other hand, of course, you can decide who you do and don't want to enter competitions. You might not want band members to enter, for example. The admin options are pretty straightforward. We have separate permissions to view the competitions archive, and then to create competitions and publish competitions created by yourself or anyone, open by yourself or anyone, and this of course includes to unpublish and close, to edit competitions created by yourself or anyone, delete, and lastly to be able to download the list of opt-ins if there are any. That's a CSV file, and also download the list of competition winners. That's another CSV file. And lastly, to be able to manage the competition rules. That's a basic rich text editor controlled text box. This is the competition index page. We have a competitions entry in the nav menu, and from there we can see the competition index and the rules, terms and conditions. And because I'm an admin, I can also create a competition and open the competitions archive. Okay, we would expect everybody to be able to see open competitions. Here we have completed competitions. Now those are all published. We can see that I've entered these competitions. There's my avatar overlaid there to indicate that, and because I'm an admin, I can also see unpublished competitions. We see the competition author is displayed here, and because I have admin privileges, I can edit and delete these competitions. Up the top here we can see there are 2 competitions which I have not entered yet. Let's set up a competition. I have some details prepared, so the competition title and the competition details, paste them in. Obviously it's nice to be able to format it so it looks pretty. This is a competition rather than a prize draw. This is what text is displayed. It's as simple as that. Okay, the prize is the Battlestar Galactica, the complete box, Blu-ray box set, plus 2 t-shirt runner-up prizes. Okay, prize value is 76 quid. We're going to use that in reports later on. We're going to run it from today for a week. There's 1 winner and 2 runners up. The sponsor is Universal Pictures UK. External link. If we were promoting a competition which is actually being held elsewhere, then we would put an external link to that competition, and that would then disable the entry form. We're going to set this competition as open up for now, and let's proceed to the next tab. Let's put in the question and answer. The question is Battlestar Galactica related. Who played Starbuck? Was it Dirk Benedict, Katie Sackhoff, or Richard Hatch? Well, we know it was the lovely Katie Sackhoff. Let's put in a hint to help people, shall we? Normally a sponsor would want you to put a link through to their website and to get some traffic, but I'm just going to put a link to the IMDb. Some help can be found here. And I've got a link prepared. Copy, paste, and we're going to prettify that text by centering it. Okay, and let's move on to the next tab. So, restrictions and conditions. Now I happen to know that this is an 18 rated Blu-ray box set, so I'm going to leave the default minimum age of 18. Now here we have, this is all of the user groups that we have on avforums. It's quite a lot, but don't let that put you off. Basically it's just view and enter permissions for this particular competition. I'm going to allow all users to view the competition. That should be part of the course. To enter the competition, however, I'm just going to put in selected user groups. I'm going to put in user group 2, which means that it's more active members, slightly more active members are allowed to enter this competition. Because it's Universal Pictures UK who are sponsoring this competition, they only want the prize to go out to the United Kingdom and Ireland. So we're going to put a restriction on who can enter this based on their country. Obviously a list of all the standard countries is put in here, and when people go to the competition page, if their IP address is outside of these territories, they are not permitted to enter. We have some other text boxes for restrictions. An opt-in marketing message which would trigger the opt-in or opt-out tick box to generate a mailing list of competition entrants who opt in. Going to leave that blank for now as well. Some more text that we can put optionally above the enter button, and that's it for the restrictions and conditions tab. There are some options we can set. We can choose to have the sidebar on the left if we wish. It's on the right by default. If there is a marketing list, a mailing list being created, then we can choose to have people opt out rather than opt in, and we can force the competition thumbnail to appear in the sidebar on the home page. Normally if there's lots of competitions it will pick them at random, but if there is an important competition we can force that thumbnail to always appear. Competitions can have discussion threads, and we're going to have a thread created in a particular forum to go with this competition, and we're going to have that created in the Blu-rays forum. Good idea obviously, because it helps to alert your community to the fact that there is a competition and they might be interested in winning that prize. By default that thread will be created by me since I'm the competition author, but I can specify a different author if I wish. And that is the options page. Let's create a thumbnail image that we can use in the sidebar. We have one that's been sent through which is appropriate. Now we have a crop tool for this which we can use to make sure the image is the right size. The image size is actually defined in the competition preferences. I'll show you those later. Anyway, so that's a crop tool. We're going to just crop the image to that size. It's the right dimensions, and we don't need to worry about saving it at this point. We can upload the next image. Now, because in our preferences I've chosen not to display the thumbnail image on our actual competition page, the first image that I'm going to have on the page will be the box, and there it is. That will automatically be resized to fit. We can put some alt title text if we want in there. Battlestar Galactica box set to be 1. We have an optional URL which we can link this image through to, and we have an optional caption here as well. I'll put that in as well. I'll make it nice and neat, and we'll center it. So that's the first image. Let's move on to the next. I'm going to upload another image. We'll put something pretty attractive in there. I'm going to not have a caption or alt text or anything like that for this particular image. For the last image, I want to include a picture of the t-shirt, which is the runner-up prize, which is there. And let's put in some text. What should we have? 2 t-shirts to win for runners up. And I'm going to put a URL actually to where that t-shirt can be bought from Amazon. Let's paste that in there and have a caption. Buy this cool t-shirt from Amazon if you don't win it. Let's make that a link through to buy it. And again, let's just make sure that's nicely formatted. And I think that'll probably do for images. Let's actually save the competition. Alright, so there's our new competition in the competition list. So the competition is still unpublished. Let's see how it looks. We can see that it's not published. We have our notice here telling us we still have 2 competitions unentered, and this is how it looks. So the alt text or title text is shown there with the caption that we put in. Here's the text that we put in. There's the images. We can click this image to go through to Amazon, and it says you can buy this cool t-shirt from Amazon if you don't win it. So that's all worked. Here's the entry form that's been created with the hint text that I put in, taking us through to the IMDb. The closing dates displayed, and some terms and conditions have been put in. So I put in as the sponsor Universal Pictures UK, and so it's stated that the competition is not open to employees of Universal Pictures UK or avforums. It's picked avforums as the name of the site the competition is running on. And since I specified territories that were applicable, it's entered that in automatically, and also the age restriction, and plus at the end a link to the full competition rules, terms and conditions, privacy policy. So that's all good. That competition's looking pretty nice, and we have some competition tools here, so we can edit, delete and publish the competition if we wish. I'm quite happy with this competition. Let's publish it. And if we go back to the competition list, we can see that the competition is now displayed there, and there are now 3 competitions that I can enter. Let's have a look at the home page and see whether this competition has turned up. Yes, there it is in the sidebar. So we can see now the competition has a discussion tab, which shows us the thread that's been created in the appropriate forum, started by me, and this will hopefully encourage discussion about the competition without giving away too many spoiler answers, but more importantly getting the attention of the community. And so let's enter this competition. It's as simple as that. And I now see, if I go back to the competition list, I've entered that competition. There's my avatar that shows it. Also, you'll notice that I have gone from 3 to 2 competitions that I haven't entered. And if we have a look at my profile, we can see there's a competitions tab which shows the competitions that I've entered and those that I've been lucky enough to win. So let's go back and see what happens when this competition is closed. Now we're going to pretend that we've fast forwarded to the close date, and the way I'm going to do that is by editing the date that the competition closes. Now midnight today would be at first thing today, so I'm going to make this competition close at midnight today and save the competition, and then let's run the cron that updates competitions so that it'll process it, and go back to the competition list, and we can see that that competition has now been completed. And if we click it to have a look, the competition has ended and the winners have been picked. Gah, I wasn't even a runner-up. Now the competition winners and runner-ups are picked at random using the MySQL rand function as part of the query. So we can see now that LV426 won the competition. We can also see that the competition has disappeared off the forum homepage, and we can also see that I entered the competition but I didn't win. If I had won, I'd have got an alert, although I do have an alert as the author of the competition to say that it's now closed. Let's have a look at the competition archive, and we can see there's the Battlestar Galactica competition, the number of views, the number of entries, the percentage of correct entries, and the winners. We can click the winners and I can download the CSV of the winner data. And finally, the number of opt-ins with an option to download the CSV. Of course, we chose not to have any mailing list for our competition, so there won't be any opt-ins. We're going to finish off by having a look at the competition admin options. So we specify the maximum image width and height for thumbnails displayed in competition pages. This really sets the aspect ratio of the thumbnail cropping area and the maximum width that all images are set to when saved. There's an option to show the thumbnail image in the sidebar of the competition. There's the navigation tab and the way the number of competitions is displayed that have not been entered, and then some various other details. Finishing off with the username that by default is credited for creating the discussion threads that are associated with the competitions. And that's it. Thanks very much to Chris Deeming for creating a fantastic add-on, Competitions for Xenforo. Thanks for watching.